a train come. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. Nichols Live, and I am Larry Nichols, and I'm getting here just in time. Just in time. I had so much I wanted to talk to you about today, but things change, you know? Things really, really change. We're sitting here with Comey, who is I haven't seen all of, and really, to be quite honest, I haven't felt like I needed to pay much attention to anything he would have said, had said. Because I sit here and I watch them in that hearing right now with Comey. If I hear one more person refer to him as being just basically next to God as far as honorable and, whoa, Mr. Clean and straight. And I look at those people, I'm looking at them right now, and I see all of them, and I'm sitting here going, no, wait a minute. I'm a scumbag. You know, I've made it quite clear I'll lie, cheat, steal, do whatever I got to do to stop Hillary from getting to be the president of these United States and destroying the future for my grandchildren. I will get in the gutter. I will be everything bad that a human being's got to be. I'll be it. And yet I find myself sitting here going, y'all better hope I'm good enough. Y'all understand what I'm saying here? Y'all better hope that I'm good enough. You, every one of you, had better hope that I'm good enough. Good enough of a liar, a cheat, scum, whatever. You better hope I'm good enough to play in their league. And I assure you that's going to be, that league is going to be hard to play in. It's going to be hard. But you just better hope. You better hope that I can hold my own. Being trash when I'm surrounded by trash like I've seen on TV there. Our country. Our country. Our nation. Our nation is made up by people like that. Is it any wonder that we're having trouble holding on? Is it any wonder we're having trouble seeing stars? I don't know. I do know. I do know. It's terrible. We're going to have to rededicate ourselves to the good things that America used to be. Don't know if it's been in a long time. But we're going to have to rededicate ourselves to a life that we would consider good. And we're going to have to ask for God to forgive us, and we are going to have to repent. And if I look at those people in that room and I say those, and I see that those are the leaders of this nation, I worry about us asking for repentance, because that's a bunch of repentance right there that I'm seeing, and I'm included in it. So, I mean, there's a bunch of repentance right there, if they would. But today I want to talk to you about something that we're going to go over today. But after today, technically after tomorrow, we're going to be in the game. We're going to be in the game of saving this country. It's the final bit. It's when it's on. There's no getting out of it. Let me qualify that. You know, here are the Republicans crawling down Comey's throat for backing off and not recommending Hillary be indicted. Now, these are the same Republicans, I would remind you, that laid down on the Benghazi hearing. So they didn't do it, so they turn around and now they're jumping down Comey's throat because he didn't do it. And what both of them have done, is they've thrown it right square on my back. And I know that sounds like I'm making myself be something really big. And I'm not. I mean that I'm not. I know that seems like I'm giving myself this role that's awfully important, self-important. I mean, sure, I'm not. I got that role because the Clintons have put me in it, number one. And number two, I'm the only person in all these years that has ever made something stick and led the way to getting Bill Clinton impeached. He did get impeached. He did not get put out of office. It went to the Senate. When it went to the Senate, it didn't. They chickened out like Congress did on those hearings. We got 7,478 people. Folks were punching 7,500 people right now. What I've been trying to get y'all to do with the crossbow and the recurve bow. Some of you are probably wondering just what on earth is that about? Number one, I don't make a dime off of it. I don't make a penny. It ain't got a cent in it for me. I don't want it. I'm telling all of y'all, we are getting close now. This thing is fixing to come crashing in on you and me and us. And many of you have gone out and you've ordered and got 30 days, 6 months worth of survival food, dried food in case this grocery stores run out. Some of you've gotten water in case you can't get water. But there's another matter that I don't think you may be taking as good a care of as you should have. And that has to do with your money. Oh, when things go bad, they're still going to have to be buying stuff. You're going to have to buy some stuff. And any money you got left in the bank ain't going to be your money no more. You can forget about it. I am not in the business of selling gold or silver. So I'm not trying to say that. As a matter of fact, I'm telling you, cash will be king when this thing zeroes out. You go get you a bunch of that gold stuff, you're going to be left with stuff that you can't get rid of. And if you want to buy a loaf of bread, how are you going to do it with a bar of silver or a bar of gold? How are you going to buy a loaf of bread? You're going to have to cash it and get it into cash. And then when you go putting it into cash, guess what? You're going to lose a lot of money. If you leave your money in the bank, they're going to nationalize the banks. And right after they nationalize them, they'll repatriate the funds. You don't believe me? Ask Puerto Rico, Greece, other countries it's happened. So now let's say, though, that you have protected yourself and you've taken care of your money, you've taken care of some of the food items, you've taken care of some of the water. They're going to be gangs. Gangs are going to be moving throughout the area. It's going to be open season. And all these gangs are going to go around, they're going to sneak in. And a lot of us are old. And we all think about getting guns, and I believe in guns. You're talking to a man that's lived a life with guns. I believe in. But I also believe in realistic. And folks, in the world, real world of what can go on and what can go wrong, you get a pistol. And unless you go out and practice a lot with a pistol and do a lot of night firing, and see, most ranges don't let you shoot rounds off at night. So most of the practice you get to put in is daytime shooting. When somebody burglarizing your home, likely as not, it's going to use the cover of darkness, so it's going to be nighttime. And anybody that knows anything about a pistol should be able to understand this, might not admit it, but should understand it, that you can be at 10-foot distance with a pistol in dark. You can miss by 3 feet. And then when you start figuring you can miss that far at 10 feet, then you got to account for something else. Those of you that get a 357 or a 44 Magnum or a 22 or a 38 Special or whatever, you know, you go shooting that bullet off like you do and see in the movies, right? And you just miss. So what? Let me tell you, so what? Those bullets in the real world go through walls, go through windows. And they go outside and they go into the next room over or 2 rooms over. And you know what? You're shooting somebody that's innocent across the street or a neighbor's child or whatever. That's what the real world does. So now you're going to hear about somebody doing that. You've got a pistol and somebody down the street was getting robbed. They shot their gun. The gun went off. And the bullet it missed its target, didn't even get close. It went across the street, killed the neighbor's kid now. The neighbor's kid's dead. The person feels terrible because he just killed an innocent child and is being prosecuted for setting off a gun or shooting off a gun. Yeah, that's all that bad stuff's happening. And then, see, during all of this, they're going to start passing laws making it illegal for you to have a gun. And then if you shoot off a gun, you're going to be prosecuted for shooting off a gun because you weren't even supposed to have it. I mean, look at all the things that are going on. I thought about all that. You see, I don't want to tell y'all about stuff and just say, here's the problem, here's the problem. There's plenty of talk radio you can go to and hear the problem. There truly is plenty. Plenty of program you can go to and hear the problem. What I want to do here when we meet, I'm trying to tell you what we can do to fix it. What we have to do to fix it. And what I can do, if anything, to help you. So let me start out by saying, there is something you can do. Hold on, I was looking. Shelley sent 30. Thank you, Shelley. I don't know if that was earlier. Anyway, yes. Carlos sent a thing and said, and there will be scams. Oh, yes, there will be scams out there left and right when this thing goes viral. Believe me, it will go nuts. And I don't know what you're going to do. Hold on, somebody. Hold on.
Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
Harry Nichols?
No, look. I'm on the phone. So, weird sitting here, this person out here that yes is wanting to say something. I don't know. Hold on, folks. Play a tune there, buddy.
People get ready, there's a train come. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels hum.
Take it off, folks. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. When somebody comes to the door around here, I get a little punchy, so you're going to have to forgive me. That was somebody that wouldn't bother to tell me they were just trying to sell something. But anyway, back to where I was. All kinds of bad things are happening. So I go out and I try to deal with something called low tech. Low tech. Something that all of us can do. All of us can do. And that's where something that y'all may think is bizarre comes in. In Vietnam, there was a group called Mountain North. They were mountain people. And they worked using weapons that were pretty, basically almost medieval. They used an old thing called a crossbow. And they weren't into guns. We didn't give them guns. They used these old sticks that were put together, kind of made a cross, and they could make a crossbow out of them. And then when I was in Africa, that's what the Zambezi and the Zulu, and they used blowguns, silly old blowgun. And I learned that they knew what they were doing. And then in Japan, there was the Takamoro. Takamoro was son of samurai. They live in the shadows. You see it in the movies, kind of representation of it, kind of like the ninja kind of things. But it's not. It's the son of samurai. They're specialists with the blade and moving in the shadows and in the dark. So I put all that together, and I come up. Yeah, I looked at all of that, and that's when I decided the weapon of choice for all of y'all would be a bow and a crossbow. A bow and a crossbow. Then I had to find something that everybody could pull back. Pull back. Because, a bow's hard, and I'm so weak. I became the perfect example. I'm so weak. Now, today, I couldn't take a 40, 50, 60-pound bow and pull it back because you got to have strength to do that. And I got to measuring the distance that we're going to make for a shot to defend our home. When somebody's breaking in your home, and I got to looking, and I'm thinking 10, 12, 15 feet, maybe a long one would be 20 feet. And so I got with Rick Welch, who's one of the greatest archers in the nation, in the history of the nation. I mean, he truly is a great archer. We started looking and and I had to find a bow that we could get down in the 20-pound pull. In other words, how hard is it to pull that string back? 20 pounds. 20 pounds. Well, I found out 20 pounds is actually even hard for some. So I had to get it down below that. So then working with 12 ring archery. Now, folks, I'm telling you all this because it's for you that I'm telling you. This ain't for me. It's for you. And don't y'all laugh. You think about this very seriously. So I talked to 12 ring archery, and we find, and Rick finds this bow. Now, technically, the bow is for a junior or for a youth. We can get 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 pound draw. In other words, how hard it is to pull the string. And then by tuning the bow and by picking the right arrow and everything just right, you know what? We can put an arrow and a bow together, shoots over 100 feet per second. That ain't right. Because see, a bow that's less well designed, you got to get up there into the hundreds of dollars, and to get over 100 feet per second, you're talking about having to get in the 40, 50 pound draw thing, but not this one. No, this one you can just pull back. So I got it and I started checking it out. Then I asked some of you to buy them, and some of y'all bought. Some of y'all bought the early ones, some of the first ones. Chris, a lady, bought one. Alden, he bought one. 24-year-old Alden, producer for the show. Mary Ellen, she bought one. I mean, people started getting them, and you know what? They started learning the first day they get them that they can handle it bow. As a matter of fact, you can actually practice the bow right in your backyard or on your back deck. You don't have to go to a range. Do it right out in your backyard. And you don't have to buy ammunition. Once you get your arrows, you may want to get more arrows and come with the basic thing, but once you get your arrows, you can shoot the same arrow over and over and over. You don't have to buy anything. You go out there and you shoot it. And then I found in this catalog, just in a catalog, this crossbow, like the Montagnard, except this one's like a pistol. And you see, folks, all of this stuff is designed for what? Defending yourself. Defending. I'm not trying to teach you to be in the Olympics and be an archer in the Olympics. I'm not trying to teach you to go hunting and kill a hog at 5,000. That ain't what I'm doing. I'm teaching you to have a weapon in your home that you can use, that can protect you. And if you can throw a baseball to somebody where they can catch it, or if you can, anyway, if you can throw a can in your trash, throw a can to your trash can, if you've got that much hand-eye coordination, you know what? You can defend your home and your loved ones. And for virtually no money for the crossbow, 40, 50 bucks, whatever you did, Alden, you made a hell of a lot of noise. $40 or $50 for the crossbow, and then design some special arrows for it. And then the bow's like $150. Anyway, the whole thing, the bow, if you get the bow instead of the crossbow, just figure 180 bucks, 100, 200 bucks, something like that. But that's all you got to spend. And I'm telling you, folks, this thing will defend yourself. It will protect you. And then, you know what I don't have to do? I don't have to worry about you. I will have done what I came here to do. There was a problem. If this thing and when this thing goes primal, you've got to be able to defend yourself and protect your family. And you're not going to be able to. And you say, well, I'm going to have a gun. You listen to me. The gun ain't going to be all you think it is in that time of need. Trust me. And I'm telling you, if you're sitting there in your home right now thinking that you've got a gun in that drawer, it's been there 5 years. You hadn't had to use it because ain't nobody tried to rob you. You've got a pistol in that drawer that's been there 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. You think you're going to get it out, and you think somebody coming in your home in the dark, you're going to pull that pistol out and shoot them with it. You're not. You're not. You won't. You won't hit them, and they're going to know where you are, and you're going to be flash blinded, and you have possibly killed somebody across the street or in another room in your home. That's what you've done. That's what you've got right now. So please, please, y'all have done so much for me, so much. You've helped me get the treatments that I have to have. You have. And we got to do it again today, by the way. I haven't mentioned it, but we do. But I want you to know, y'all have done so much for me. I don't want to leave this earth knowing that I have not loved you back, that I have not done what I can to help you, taking what I know, the knowledge I know. Now, there's knowledge I know about politics. We're going to deal with that. But there's knowledge I know about weapons and defending yourself. And I'm telling you, I can help you. I can help you. I can help you help yourself. But you need to call now. I'm going to give you a number. You ready? Write this number down. It's 501 472 1097. That is 501 472 1097. I'll give it again here in a minute. And you want to ask for Karen. Karen, Karen. Now, Alden got one of these boats. Alden, do you want to say something real fast? Because I got to get a commercial in.
Yeah.
Go ahead, son.
I feel like the gun is the biggest false sense of security. And after going through the training that you've taught me, like, I'm actually more comfortable with my crossbows now than I am with my guns. And I have like 4 or 5 guns. So, I mean, I have guns of all different types, from an AR to a handgun. So, I mean, the fact that I feel more comfortable with my crossbows than I do with my guns tell you how, in a sense, protective this can do for you, and how you can protect your family too. So it's also the training factor that I can just go outside to my backyard, have hundreds of bolts there that cost $15, not like a set of 50 cases of 50 rounds of ammo for a 9mm. So, I mean, this is a very inexpensive tool that you can really protect yourself and your family with. So I'll let you go.
Again, thank you, Alden. Yeah, he did. He got it. And I think, Chris, if you're listening, I want you to call in. Chris has got a story I want told about the boat. But now I'm telling you, folks, Alden got it. He got the crossbow. He got the recurve bow, the long bow, the big bow. He got them. And then nothing flat. He started training. And you know what? He was hitting the target. And then he got better. He got better. And it literally, within a couple of 3 days of when he got it, he actually could defend himself with it. True story. Leonard.
Chris.
Yes, what you got? All right, Chris, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Chris, obviously is a lady. She was one of the first ones to get a bow. Chris, how was it with you? Could you do it?
Well, I was on the phone with you when it came, and it was night. And you said, put the box up and shoot it. I'd never shot a bow in my life. And so I didn't know what knocks were. I just to tell you the truth, Larry, I didn't even have the arrow in the knocks. I just put it up to the string and shot it. At about 8 to 10 feet, I hit the box.
There you go. Now, Chris got another little story. She's got a couple of grandbabies. Tell about your 7 or 8 year old, whichever one it is.
7. Her birthday's the same day as yours, and she plays baseball. And she used my 20-pound bow, and now she can hit the target after just a few weeks. In fact, she was on your Facebook giving a tutorial on the bow and shot it at 49.5 feet. She hits the target proficiently.
Now, Chris, could you protect yourself with that bow if somebody's breaking into your home?
Oh, yes.
I mean, really? You have any problem with that?
I feel extremely confident, yes. I mean, you know, I don't want to be too confident, but, you know, I do feel, especially with the crossbow in the car, at least you do not have to worry about a carry permit. Even if you have a carry permit today, you still might get in trouble with that.
Yeah, you don't look, guys. You don't have to register these things for nothing.
Right.
You don't have to register.
Right. Mhm.
Now, Chris, you've seen that arrow go into a target. That arrow would hurt severely if it went into your body, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, I'm telling you, I would rather be shot with a gun than I had to be hit by one of these arrows coming from a bow or a crossbow that any one of you fired at me. I mean that. Anything else you want to say, Chris? We've shot through the commercial part.
Another thing is when you're in your home at night, you do need backlight from your bedroom. In other words, I used to just have a dark house. And so now I have a light in the hallway from my bedroom so that if there's someone standing in my hallway, I can use that as a target.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that's really important, I think, because with what's coming. Oh, and I just found out that Obama has ordered the bailout for Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
So
see, the bailout for Puerto Rico, folks, is either we bail them out, either we come up with $70 billion or 70 million, whatever it is, some incredible amount of money. Either we come up with it out of our pocket, which Chris is now telling me he's decided we're going to do. He decided it. But if we didn't bail them out, that woman that was on that commercial begging us to bail her out said that they were going to take all of her money and she wasn't going to have any money to retire on. Well, Chris, think about it. Who's going to bail us out when it happens to us?
Oh, there will be no one to bail us out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you need to store up on food, get your weapons in order, and get your house secured. The windows that need bars on them, you need to get that fixed, because even in the best neighborhoods, there will be people even the HUD is going to move Section 8 people starting in Baltimore County in Maryland. They're moving Section 8 people into affluent neighborhoods, and HUD is paying it.
Yep. That means, folks, you're going to have some of these low-life, evil, scumbag Muslims and low-rent, illegal Mexicans coming into your neighborhood with about 50 kids and 5 families living in a house. And that house that you can't afford, we're paying for them to have it. We're paying for them to live in it.
Exactly.
Think about it. All right, Chris, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Larry. Talk to you later.
All right, folks. Now, here's where we are. We're 35 minutes in, and I'm looking, but I have gotten nothing on PayPal. Nothing. I need your help. We need about 500 as usual, folks, and we got none. Greg just sent me. We have busted 7,500 viewing or listening to the program, guys. We've got 7,524 today. See, we busted 7,500. We're hitting 10,000. We're gonna need it next week. You're all gonna get to suit up next week. Next week we're in this thing. Now, folks, please, I need your help. If you can, please go to PayPal. And Terry Kelly, if you're out there calling, go to PayPal, Nichols Live at AOL.com. When you go to PayPal, but when you get there, go to Nichols Live at AOL.com. I've got to generate $500 because I've got to have the treatment. If I don't, I get back in the shape I was yesterday and the day before. And folks, I keep getting close and close and closer, and I can't keep getting it close because it gets harder to come back. I promise you. It's harder to come back. Now, you can go to Larry Nichols' Facebook, Larry Nichols, Conway, Arkansas, and when you get there, there is a button there that you can punch and use your debit card or your credit card if you're not in PayPal. And then if you want to send a check, you can get the address right there. So please, folks, help me. Terry Kelly, if you're there, speak up. Well, we are doing that. And by the way, on the Terry Kelly call in and the cable, by the way, the concealed carry cable from Warren Hall. Thank you for him. Guess who won it? Elizabeth Levingston won it. And Elizabeth won the table. However, let me say this. Warren has Mr. Hall's business is right in Virginia where the floods came. And bless his heart, he's having to help many of his neighbors and friends. So it may be a little delay, Elizabeth, on getting the table, but it will come to you. But I just wanted to say thank you, Warren Hall, for helping me by doing this. And all of you didn't know it maybe, but you were all into the drawing. Elizabeth Livingston got it. So thank you. And now what Alden is wanting me to do is say, look, if you want a CD of my music, I cannot sell you one. They're not for sale. But, if you send $20, we can probably call you a friend enough to send you one. That's all I can say about it. So please, if that would help you, I've just got to generate it. I've got to generate the money. And I'm not good at having trinkets and stuff to make up reasons for you to send. I just don't. I'm not able to do that very well. I'm going to beg. I'd rather just beg and tear your nuts up and then pray that somebody hears and somebody will help. And I'm looking right now. Hold on. And Sanford, we got 5 from Sanford. Thank you. Thank you so much. Look, guys, it doesn't matter if it's $1 or it's $5. You know, my God, we got 7,500 people out here that we know. If you wonder why I have Greg give me a head count on how many people are listening in, I do that on purpose so that we know, no kidding, no blowing the numbers up for our ego. You know, I'm not here trying to make you think I'm some hotshot talk show host, because I am not. I'm not. And most of these guys, they get, you know, really excited and they tell you they've got 1 million people listening. They don't. They don't. I just try to tell you straight up how many of us there are. I want you to know how many of us that there are. And I don't want it to be some fake number. I want it to be the real number. Everything in our world, yours and mine, it's got to be real. And that's why even what you send, it doesn't matter if you send $100 or if you send $1 or $5. It's just to know, it's just knowing that if everybody out there sent just $1, I wouldn't have to beg. I wouldn't have to ask. I wouldn't have to put up with all this. Y'all wouldn't have to put up with all this, me begging and being worried sick and being sick. Just $1. But then we'd also know I just saw a message from Chris, and it said, "Is that the law at the door?" No, it wasn't. Alden said 5. Thank you, Alden. So here's Alden. He does the show and he still sends money. But you see, it's knowing that there's 7,500 people that when we push the button, and we've got to have the Army move as a unit, as a cohesive, solid Army. It's knowing that everybody's in the game. And by putting that dollar into that $5, in addition to helping me stay here to fight, in addition to that, it makes me know how many people have skin in the game, you know? Real skin in the game. Now, to continue on today, we're trying to do what I can to love you back and to help you back and get you ready for things that are coming. I've asked Mr. Terry Kelly to come back on. Terry, are you here?
I am here, Larry.
All right, buddy. Now, yesterday, when we were talking, you were talking about food and stuff that they need to have. Now, folks, there's a point of contention, which is when we collapse, when our government collapses or our economy collapses or the bank collapses, however it's going to come, the point of contention is how much do you need to prepare for? How many days, months, weeks do you need to have where you can make it on your own until whatever's going to happen happens and maybe we can come out of it? Now, Terry, what is first off, what group are you with, Terry?
We are with the Patriots of the Constitution.
I know, folks.
And I am the commander. I'm the commander of that group, and also I am a tactical advisor for other groups.
All right, very good. Now, folks, what that is Terry represents a kinsmanship to our forefathers. He represents a part of what had been given a bad name because of Oklahoma City. He is the formation of a Minuteman group. throughout the nation, there are people ready to help us, any of us, and especially me. They're ready to help me when I need it to protect me from what probably is going to happen. But now, Terry, you had mentioned yesterday, how long do you believe people need to have stuff in their home to survive until something changes once it bogs down?
Well, our group has gotten together and done a lot of planning, and we've initially set out a plan that for recovery we feel will be 3 to 6 months long. So what we're advising people, have jugs of water, bottles of water, enough to carry you through a 3 to 6 month period. Because here's what happens. We have an initial breakdown. People have things in their refrigerator. They're going to eat like kings right up front. Well, after that runs out, then what? So you're going to have enough food stores to get you through. And I'm talking about canned goods, canned meats, any protein items, along with canned vegetables and dried beans and dried goods. There are several reputable companies that sell what I call survival food.
Yeah, let me say this too about that. Now, I do this, but I'm not a part of his group. I just feel bad all these times that I've been on Alex, and I didn't know he had it. But Alex Jones, you can go to InfoWars, and they've got a section of their place for this kind of stuff. And then, Terry, some other places, right?
Yeah, there's the Watson Hut Food Company, and there's several others. I mean, all you have to do is get online and look up for survival food. And they have it set out in packages for 3 months, for 6 months, for a year. And it's an investment. I'm not going to say that it's inexpensive, because it's not, but it's an investment that you have to look at. What would my food bill be for a 6 month period of time? And you take that amount and you say, I can invest that in this product, because when I don't have anything, this is my food for 6 months. This is my water for 6 months. And you're going to have to be ready. And this is the sad and unfortunate part. And this takes us into a whole nother conversation maybe, but you're going to have to be ready to be defensive of what you have.
Yep.
In other words, you've got it, somebody else does it, they want what you have. They're going to infringe upon you and your property and your area, if you will, to try to get your stores. And so what we are also saying is we're not advocating violence or being proactive. What we're saying is you need to have a good defensive posture to protect you, your family, and your buildup of supplies. And there's tons of great products out there, different firearms, different I guess we were talking yesterday, crossbows and longbows and compound bows and things of that nature. I've done some research on even some pistol crossbows, and you can get these things relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, they can. I'll tell you what, Terry, they can go to that number I gave. I guarantee you, I've got a pistol crossbow. That's one of the things that I personally checked out. I personally tested with people out there to make sure it would work. And instead of the little bolts that come with them, designed an arrow to go with them. I know exactly what you're talking about. And if they'll call that 501-472-1097, they'll see something that will
Commando.
work. Huh? It's like 40, 50 bucks.
Commando.
Yep.
And now, the great thing about the M48 Commando, and this will put it into a perspective that maybe the listeners will grasp. If you're watching a football game 50-yard line. You could take this crossbow and stand on the 50-yard line, and it would reach the end zone in 1 second.
Mm-hmm. And folks, that 48 Commando is exactly the one that you can get from that BUDK catalog. But I also had Karen, since she's got the longbow, she can get them now, and you can get them from her. But folks, I'm telling you, he's telling you the truth. It's a wicked, wicked weapon.
Yes.
Now, Terry, I'm not telling people that the bow, the recurve bow, or the crossbow, I'm not trying to tell y'all it replaces a pistol or a shotgun or a rifle. Each weapon has its place. It does.
Well, and there's another thing we recommend that if someone is going to try to stay in place at their home, and maybe they're not, they say, hey, I haven't shot a gun in forever, or, I'm not really that good at shooting. Well, if you're in your home and you have a shotgun, that shot spreads out, and you'll be able to defend your home.
Yeah.
For those who like handguns, a 38 is a good handgun as long as the person knows how to use it properly and has been trained properly. Also, a 45 or a 9mm, if they've been trained properly and know how to use it, is a good defensive weapon. So again, we're not advocating violence, but we are saying you're going to have to defend yourself.
Now, folks, what you just heard Terry go through, every weapon he talked about, everyone has a plus and a minus. Shotgun usually has a recoil, and they're long.
Yep.
45 got a lot of kick, but they're throwing out a big piece of lead. Everything. So, all I want you to do is think about it. You need to think about it. You got to plan. The whole purpose of today's program is to tell you, think about it. You're going to have to eat. You're going to have to. Now, Terry, what is the deal on water? I mean, don't they have to have water? I mean, I do. I mean, I know.
And what
is there a way to get water?
What we recommend is there's two things about water. If you're going to try to stay in your home and defend your home, one of the best things you can do when you go to buy bottled water, make sure it's done by reverse osmosis. Now, this purifies the water better than, you can look on the bottle of some of these big name brand bottles of water, and it says that it's purified, but it doesn't say it's with reverse osmosis. So those two words are very important because that cleans the water far greater than other processes. So you want that. And now if you can, you buy the big 5-gallon containers of the big bottles of water like you would put in the tap machine. All you have to do is bust that top, and when you're not using it, put a piece of saran wrap around it. You get several of those. That is sufficient water. Probably one of those, if you're a family of 3 or 4, you're probably wanting 2 of those a week. So that gives you an idea of how to plan if you're going that route. Cases of water, figure a case of water per week. And that gives you a total, and it sounds ridiculous, but water right now, I don't know where it is in your area. We can get water here about $2.50 for 24 bottles. So about 10 cents a bottle when you buy it in a case. And so if you do that, again, it's an investment, but I find myself, if I've got a case that I think has been there a long time, I'll just start drinking my water out of it. Replace it later.
Now, folks, and let me tell you, on the survival food stuff, folks, there's a lot of stuff that you can include into that you get every day or can get. You don't have to get refried or dried beans and dried rice and what have you. You can get cans of soup, cans of beans, canned food.
And another thing is there's a lot of packaged food in the regular grocery store that says just add water.
Yep. And we got 5 minutes, so we got to hurry here, folks. Let me do this. Thanks, Susan and Carla. We've gotten in another $20, but we're way off. So please, folks, if you can help. I haven't spent time doing the fundraising part because I just thought, Terry, we needed to devote time to this. I mean, I talk about it, but I don't ever tell people what we're doing to really prepare for it. But folks, please help if you can. Go to PayPal now. Dear God, I don't know what we've got total. I'm afraid to look, but it don't look like we got 10, 20, 30, $30. $30. And I got to have 500, so please help if you can. Terry, anything you want to say in closing? We got 4 minutes, brother.
Well, I mean, I think here's the thing. Your level of preparedness and your level of self-ability should match. You know what you're capable of. You know what type of weapon you're comfortable with, or you say, hey, look, I want to use this or that or the other. Make sure you go get trained well, go to the range, make sure you know exactly what you have before you get in a bad situation. And secondly, research the food. If you're in a position to buy dried goods, that's great. If you're not, go to your grocery store, buy canned hams, go buy Spam. Spam's one of the best meats that you can have in a survival situation. If you like potted meat, that's great. Vienna sausages are great. These are things that will hold and keep. And those are the things you want, the non-perishable canned items that you can use down the road. But make sure you try to sufficiently stock for the number of people in your household.
And folks, hate to tell you, but in my world, they tell you not to, but in my world, think about your pets too. They're going to be with you. Now, Terry, thank you for coming on, brother. And now listen, folks, Terry's organization is well worth being a part of. Well worth it. How do they get to your place real quick, Terry, if they want to find out about your group?
All they have to do is go to Terry Kelly Flat Top on Facebook or go to Patriots of the Constitution on Facebook.
Say it again.
Either one of those will Patriots with an S of the Constitution on Facebook or Terry Kelly Flat Top on Facebook. And either one of those two, I'm the administrator on both of those pages, and I try to look at them daily, and I try to respond daily. So, either one of those will put them in touch with us, and we can give them advice or whatever as is their need.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Terry, for coming on. All right, folks, got a minute left. You bet. We got a minute left. Susan, thank you for coming back in again and helping with 10 more. We got $40. Got to have 500 minimum today. If you're out there, please help. Please. Now tomorrow, we'll be back talking about what's fixing to happen. I'm going to tell you something else that's fixing to occur tomorrow before it does. And then, good Lord willing, and I'm still here if I can be. Monday, I intend to have Lisa Havens on the program with me. Lisa is a wonderful lady, has a wonderful program on Leading Edge Radio. You might want to look at her YouTube stuff that's up there. But, folks, this is your country. And this is your land. This is your home. We're going to have to start forcing people to pay attention. Good Lord willing, then we raise the money. I'll be back tomorrow. See you then, I hope.
Way up high, there's a land that I've heard of, one in a lullaby.